Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters, thank you so much for your hospitality and giving me a few minutes of your time. How many of you feel that every second of your life counts? I do. I do now. On Friday, we're gonna respect 14 years ago 9/11 happened. We lost 3,000 innocent American lives. And just reflecting on that and how important time is and making the most of our time here on this earth. How many of us have a plan this week of things that we're going to accomplish? How many of us set goals over the new year and we're on a glide path to accomplish those goals? And how many of us have a 5-year plan? And it's so easy to spend your days surfing on the internet, checking your Facebook status or your Twitter feeds. And I know I'm personally guilty of spending weekends on Netflix going through my favorite seasons like Friends or maybe Parks and Recreation. Time just slips by. Did you know that there are 8,700 hours each year for us to accomplish our goals? There's 565,000 minutes and 31 million and some odd seconds. So I've served in the Army for 18 years. And each of my tours has been between 1 year or 2-year tours. A lot of times I'm away from my family. I served for 12 months in Iraq. I've done 2 12-month tours in Afghanistan. And just recently I spent 12 months in South Korea, away from my family. So a lot of that time, because I was sad that I was apart from my family, I wasted a lot of time just trying to pass the time by, just trying to get through the next day so that I could get home and be reunited with my family, not realizing there were so many opportunities that I could have taken advantage of during these tours. So over the past year, the Army has given me another opportunity. This year, I have 12 months to work with the civilian industry. I get to be a civilian for 12 months and work in a professional public relations firm, one of the best, one of the most global firms. I get to learn about my job, and I also get to spend 12 months with people, here in Toastmasters, so I can improve my public speaking capability. So for the next few minutes, I want to talk about some ways that I know I'm going to try to work on to improve the quality of my life and make the most of my 12 months. And I'd like to offer them as opportunities for you as well, just to consider. So some of the things that I've been thinking about are improving my physical fitness, maybe taking an opportunity to learn a little bit more, or higher level learning, or just looking at my investments and how can I invest more so that I can stop working one day. So just looking at physical fitness. So here, if you just have an exercise program, just a regular regime where you put in 30 to 45 minutes of exercise 3 times a week, you're going to save your life. You're going to reduce your risk of death. You're going to reduce your risk of having a heart attack, and it's also been proven that you will reduce certain forms of cancers from developing in your body. Exercise also boosts your serotonin levels, it gives you energy, and it gives you confidence. And just some examples that have been written about is setting a goal. Like, I signed up to run the Disney Marathon this year in January. So it's my goal, I've never run 26.2 miles, it's the longest race, to run this marathon, to cross the finish line in January. And I know that if I stick to my goal and I work hard to get there, it's going to make me feel more confident about accomplishing things and also just about getting into that level of fitness, being able to run 26.2 miles. For you, it may be daunting to run a marathon, but you could still have a low-key exercise regime and still reap the benefits, just doing a brisk walk every other day, or using stationary machines like the elliptical walker or the stationary bike. So aside from exercise, there's also plenty of learning opportunities. I mean, personally, I just completed a master's degree, but there's still opportunities for us to keep learning and growing. Learning helps us to enrich our lives, learning different things. Societies that encourage higher levels of learning are more competitive. They're also able to adapt to new technologies. Employers are looking for workers who are willing, who have special skills, who have continued to learn and learn different types of skills or seek higher degrees. You have less people that you're competing with for those higher level jobs, enhancing your own quality of life. You're working less hours because you're not down on the ground level competing with that entry-level labor force. For you personally, just learning another language would help you to be more hospitable to people from other countries. You'd be able to make new friends, to communicate, to engage. And looking at our society today, we have a plethora of people coming in from different places. So you should continue to learn. Try to learn a new language. Try to learn a new culture. Learn about other people. And finally, investments. Now some of you, how many of you have already invested in your future? We have an older group here. So people who are younger, it's really important for them. It's right out of college to start. There's no time to waste. Even if you put $19 a week in, just using compound interest, from the time that you're 25 to the time that you're 35, you could earn up to $169,000 by the time you're 40. Just putting $19 a week in using compound interest. Not only is it easy to invest, and it's easy because there's lots of information out there. Unlike before where the internet wasn't available and you had to pay a specialist to give you financial advice, you can go online, you can go to classes, they have cards back there, there's all kinds of training because people want us to invest. We need to invest in our future. Otherwise, if you read stories in the paper all the time about people that are in their 70s or their 80s, still trying to work minimum wage jobs just because they haven't saved enough for their retirement. And not just that, insurance. Many people put off insurance because you feel like it's just extra money that you're spending and you're not really seeing the benefits of it. It's a risk. Maybe you might have to use it, and maybe it just may be something that you put money into. But looking at if a loved one or yourself gets a long-term disease, having that insurance is going to protect your family. It's going to protect your investment. If there's an accident, having that insurance is going to keep you from going into the hole or going into bankruptcy trying to pay for the damages of that accident. So for the next 365 days, I know summer is over, but now you have 365 days, 8,700 hours to make the most of your life, to take advantage of the opportunities that are out there. And I just named a few. Improving your physical fitness, trying to seek opportunities for higher learning, or just trying to invest more so that you can stop working one day into your retirement. So let's all go forth and make every second count. Thank you very much for your time.